I'm very proud of you and confident that the award shall inspire you to greater service to the nation and humanity.
President Buhari affirms faith in the resourcefulness of the Nigerian youth, honors 110 ex-corps members for exemplary service.
To invite the CBN governor for briefing on the opportunities and threats of the cryptocurrency on the nation's economy and security, and to report back findings within 2 weeks.
Senate wades into restriction order on cryptocurrency transactions. Invites CBN governor for clarification. In pursuit of cleaner energy, federal government commissions solar plant to fast-track planned transition. Good evening. Thanks for joining us on NTA Network News. I'm Cyril Stober in Abuja. Reading with me tonight is Hingino John Adams from Lagos. 110 ex-corps members who distinguished themselves in the course of the 2018 and 2019 National Youth Service are to be given automatic employment into the Federal Civil Service. President Muhammadu Buhari, who gave the directive that any one of them pursuing postgraduate studies will also be given federal scholarship up to doctoral level in any Nigerian university. Speaking at this year's Presidential NYSC Honors Award, the President reaffirmed his administration's abiding faith in the youth of Nigeria. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu has the report.
The 110 recipients of the Presidential Honors Award for the 2018 and 2019 National Service years were judged to have excelled in the cardinal programs of the NYSC scheme, especially in the areas of primary assignment and community development service.
I wish to express our gratitude to Mr. President for being a champion for the Nigerian youth and for being a committed supporter of the NYSC scheme.
I wish to assure you that the NYSC management and corps members will continue to justify government's huge investment through greater commitment to the service of our fatherland.
President Muhammadu Buhari, who congratulated the awardees for not only standing out amongst their peers, but also proving themselves worthy ambassadors of their families and indeed the NYSC.
I am very proud of you and confident that the award shall inspire you to greater service to the nation and humanity. It is my plea to you to be wary of those who would like to exploit your youth, intelligence, and positive energy by channeling you into wrong paths.
Saluting the founding fathers of the scheme, notably General Yakubu Gowon, President Buhari is delighted that the NYSC, in its 48 years of existence, remain a crucible of national unity and integration. Through the scheme, he said, walls of ethnic stereotypes are pulled downhill and bridges of unity built in the nation's quest for one common vision and destiny despite the people's plurality.
It is my fervent hope that all hands will remain on deck as we continue to work together with a single mind for the benefit of the nation. May God continue to bless our youth, illuminating their minds and paths as they take steady and progressive steps towards the attainment of their set goals in life.
The President described as gratifying that corps members remained at the forefront in the battle against COVID-19 through the production of face masks, hand sanitizers, liquid soap, and several fabricated machines, thereby contributing towards curtailing the spread of the global pandemic.
The enormous contributions members of the Service Corps are making to the improvement of our education, health, and social sectors, as well as rural development, remain a shining testament to the scheme. This has portrayed successive generations of corps members as veritable agents of development.
Apart from the incentives of automatic employment and postgraduate scholarship, the Presidential Honors Award recipients also carted home cash rewards. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
In the meantime, it's a new start for 56 Nigerian youths and women as they graduate from a skills and vocational training program jointly conducted by the National Directorate of Employment and the United Nations Development Program. Emmanuel Ayimiro reports that the beneficiaries drawn from Kogi and Plateau states got full chain of starter packs in their areas of endeavor.
Well, like many others, have been waiting for such an opportunity for a long time now. After obtaining his first degree without a white-collar job, at last, himself and others are now graduates in catering, photography, and GSM repairs. The idea is for them to set up micro-enterprises of their own within their localities, thereby becoming self-independent.
6 months has been very impacting. I learned photography and videography, and we have put I learned catering, and then the one I learned GSM repair. But the trading has been worthwhile.
I've learned different things, doing donut, pop-off, there is pastry, and also cooking. So I wish to go and exhibit this and be able to make use of it.
The partner, UNDP and NDE, urged the unemployed to take advantage of the window of opportunities available at the National Directorate of Employment in order to exit joblessness.
Expect them to go all out and establish their businesses, and we believe that by so doing we have created the opportunity for them to get employed.
The 6 months collaborative effort by the NDE and UNDP is among various other empowerment initiatives to bail out the unemployed out of poverty. Emmanuel Ayimiro, NTA News.
The Cabinet Committee for the Review of the Draft National Transport Policy met this Thursday at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo presided over the inaugural meeting. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
The terms of reference of the committee include the administration of which ministry or agency has the statutory authority to administer tolls on Nigerian roads and to determine the appropriate roles of the Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning and the Ministry of Works and Housing vis-a-vis the Ministry of Transportation in respect of the road fund proposed by the policy. Committee members at the meeting include Transport Minister Rotimi Amechi, Works and Housing Minister Babatunde Fashola, and Budget and National Planning Minister of State Clem Agba, who represented the Finance Minister. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
News from the legislature now. The Senate has resolved to invite the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, to brief it on the Apex Bank's ban on cryptocurrency transactions by Nigerian financial institutions. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nkwo has details.
5th of February 2021, the Central Bank of Nigeria, through a circular, reminded and directed financial institutions against carrying out transactions in crypto or facilitating payments for crypto transactions, a directive that has continued to elicit reactions. The Senate, through a motion by Senator Istifanus Gyang, has resolved to intervene.
The Senate, being aware that the action and directive of the CBN has attracted sharp reactions from Nigerians and has become a topical subject of national discourse.
Bitcoin has made our currency almost useless or valueless.
To invite the CBN governor for briefing on the opportunities and threats of the cryptocurrency on the nation's economy and security, and to report back findings within 2 weeks.
Senate also resolved to invite the Minister of Health and other concerned bodies on the need to regulate the manufacturing, importation and use of syringes and needles in the country. Senator Ibrahim Oloriegbe moved the motion.
It's further worried that majority of the imported syringes and needles are substandard or sterile. That is, they are used and reward syringes from Asia continent.
The President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, met with Executive Intelligence Corps 14 participants from the National Institute for Security Studies, Abuja, where he observed that their cause is vital to addressing Nigeria's current security challenge.
It is mandatory that when you gather the intelligence, you pass the intelligence to the other agencies that need them to operate properly.
Senator Lawan also granted audience to a group canvassing for the creation of Adada State from the present Enugu State. Immediate past President General of the Hanes Ndibo, John Wodo, led the delegation from Enugu State. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
And the House of Representatives is considering a review of the purchase of arms and ammunition by the military, paramilitary and other law enforcement agencies in Nigeria. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that an ad hoc committee has been inaugurated for that purpose.
In 2018, global procurement of arms and ammunition stood at 12% of gross domestic product (GDP). The percentage for Africa was 13.5%, while Nigeria's percentage of procurement was 14.25%. According to the International Trade Center ranking, Nigeria places fourth in Africa and 52nd in the world, as it spent more than $47 million on arms importation in 2019. The quality and quantity of arms and ammunition purchased in the last 10 years is what this committee seeks to find out.
It is through evidence gathered the committee will be able to deliver on this all-important national assignment that will guarantee national security, economic growth, and national development.
Information gathered at engagements with stakeholders, key among which are the Nigerian Army, Air Force, Navy, Police, Immigration Service, and the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, will assist the committee in its assignments targeted at reviewing the use and control of arms, ammunition, and related military hardware. Meanwhile, the Senate and House Joint Committee on Police Affairs has endorsed the 11th Trust Fund budget for 2020 following President Buhari's assent to the Trust Fund bill.
So it is after this budget we will now assess what they have done so far with this 11 billion naira that we approve for them as capital.
From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Security matters now. The Defense Headquarters is strategizing and upscaling armed forces operations across the country following the recent appointment of new service chiefs. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa has details.
Details of the briefing indicates that strategic, operational, logistics and administrative adjustments and changes are being put in place to rapidly address security threats in parts of the country.
There is no doubt the changes will usher in new modus operandi.
The combined efforts of the military and other security agencies, the coordinator notes, have resulted in the elimination of terrorists, bandits, and the arrest of pipeline vandals, as well as other economic saboteurs, particularly in the Niger Delta region.
Troops of Operation Lafia Adule on various occasions made contact and engaged on Boko Haram. In the various encounters, more terrorist enclaves have been destroyed along with their logistics facilities, and scores of their fighters neutralized through ground and air strikes at different locations in the northeast zone.
The Defense Headquarters enjoined Nigerians to support the security agencies by providing timely intelligence report to ensure proactive response. From the Defense Headquarters in Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
The federal government says it will not allow a repeat of the kind of violence perpetrated across the country in October last year under the guise of the NSAS protest. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed stated this at a media briefing in Abuja. Anthony Folson reports.
Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed said the NSAS campaign last October started as a peaceful protest against police brutality, and as a government that believes in the constitutionally guaranteed right of citizens to engage in peaceful protests, the federal government did nothing to hinder the protests for as long as they remained peaceful. Aside from that, the federal government equally moved swiftly to concede to the demands of the campaigners.
Unfortunately, despite the acceptance
of the demands. The protesters misread the federal government's respect for the rule of law and definitely continued to demonstrate and occupy a public facility even after a curfew was declared by the Lagos State government.
To this end, Lai Mohammed said some NSAS proponents have again issued a notice of their planned return to Lekki Toll Gate in Lagos this Saturday to occupy the toll gate, as flyers have been circulating online.
While peaceful protests are the constitutional rights of Nigerians, violent protests are not. At this time, the chances that any peaceful protest will be hijacked are very high.
It is in the light of this that the Information and Culture Minister restated the federal government's determination not to allow a repeat of the wanton destructions in Lagos and other parts of the country, which still remains fresh in the minds of all Nigerians. And to those who are hiding under the cover of human rights and justice for another round of destruction should have a rethink.
Like we have said many times, anyone who has any information on the alleged shooting or purported massacre at the Lekki Toll Gate, including the names and addresses of those who were purportedly killed, should head for the panel to give it such information. This is how to enhance the search for justice, not by rabble-rousing or engaging in media shows.
Against this backdrop, the federal government, however, warns that any attempt by the NSAS planners to reoccupy Lekki Toll Gate will be resisted, and also warned their collaborators abroad, whom he said are fanning the embers of violence and inciting Nigerians back home, to steer clear, as no government anywhere around the world will allow a repeat of the killings and maiming caused by the hijackers of the last October NSAS protests. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
And it's time for a first break. The news will continue in just a moment.
Hey guys, making music for you is so easy for me to do. But you know what else is super easy to do? Linking your NIN to your Glow line by dialing *109*NIN#. Or I can call 109 from my Glow line and follow the instructions. And if I don't want to call, I can text my NIN to 109. I can even visit glowworld.com/NIN. And what if you've forgotten your NIN? All you have to do is dial *346# and Glow will help you remember it. Someone may ask, what if I haven't registered? All you have to do is go into the nearest Glow World and we'll help you register. It's that easy. So don't get disconnected from all of the amazing voice and data offers from Glow. Linking your NIN to your Glow lines is simple, safe, and 100% free with zero hassles.
Lẹ́yìn tí mo ti jáde ní ilé-ìwé yunifásítì, èmi ò ríṣẹ́ ṣe o. Ọpẹ́lọpẹ́ ìjọba Muhammadu Buhari tó fi ètò Empower kalẹ̀ fún mi.
On January 23rd, 2019,
Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari signed into law the Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Provision Act.
Oge matara atụmatụ gọọmenti n'ihe gbasara ngalaba ọrụ egwuregwu.
Ina mika godiya ta musamman ga mai girma shugaban kasa Alhaji Muhammadu Buhari.
Lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí, oníṣòwò ńlá ni mí.
As a person with disability, as a youth,
as a woman, the fact remains that we cannot live our lives independent of government policies.
Get involved. Get involved. Get involved by registering to join APC.
I am Governor Abelo of Kogi State, Chairman, Youth, Women and People Living with Disabilities Mobilization and Sensitization Committee of the APC Membership Registration and Revalidation Exercise 2021, and I approve this message.
The new Lifebuoy hand sanitizers with 70% alcohol will kill 99.9% of germs. Now available in convenient packs. Let us all take responsibility to fight this pandemic together.
We congratulate you
for progress on your journey. Now, Nigeria's #1 choice of mothers have Molfix Air Dry. Thanks to its ultra absorbency and breathability, Molfix has the dryness all the mothers dream of, so the babies will not experience any rash. Babies are always comfortable. Mothers are too, because they don't need to worry about ventilation. Thanks to Molfix Air Dry, now babies and mothers enjoy the ultimate peace. Come and join the mothers who experience Molfix Air Dry.
For over 70 years, we've practiced healthy hygiene habits together. The world needs us to keep our fight going against germs. So let's wash our hands for 20 seconds regularly. Protect what's worth fighting for.
The second wave of the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic is upon us.
To safeguard lives of our people, government has signed the Health Protection Regulations, which makes wearing a face mask mandatory in public places.
Wear a mask. Keep social and physical distancing. Avoid crowded places. Wash your hands regularly with soap and clean water. And use hand sanitizer.
COVID-19 is real. Do not be infected. Do not spread it. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA.
Burnley is taking maximum points in their last 2 matches against Crystal Palace. Will they make it a hat-trick of victories when both teams square off at Selhurst Park this Saturday? Find out in Crystal Palace versus Burnley on the Premier League Live, showing on the NTA network from 3:30 p.m. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Axis Bank, Papai Jebu, Lipton, and Close Up, in association with Gold.com.
Mourners have continued to throng the Lupeju country home of the first civilian governor of Lagos State, Alhaji Lateef Kayode Jakonde, who died in the early hours of today. Adeni Taiwo reports that rather than mourning, the occasion has become a celebration of the legacies and contributions of the late nationalist to the socio-political development of the country.
Lateef Kayode Jakonde, the first executive governor of Lagos State, died in his sleep around 11 on Thursday morning.
He had his breakfast this morning, as usual, and went back to sleep. About 11, his aide, noticed that he wasn't breathing.
Since the news of his passing was announced by the state governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, mourners, most of them grateful residents of Lagos State, have been visiting his Ilupeju country home to celebrate a leader whose history is not only intertwined with that of Lagos State, but was also credited with laying a solid foundation for the development of the state.
The education was made free, so the education will be available to all and sundry, particularly the poor.
The housing estates, the opening up of the rural roads is impacting healthcare, every sector of Lagos in 4 years.
This is my constituency. I represented him for 16 years, and he was always advising.
He played a key role in the Second Republic, and even until his death, he was a philanthropist.
Before serving as the first civilian governor of Lagos State between 1979 and 1983, on the platform of the Unity Party of Nigeria, Jakonde, fondly called Baba Kekere, was a reputable journalist and the last of a generation of nationalists who fought for the independence of Nigeria. He died at the age of 91 and will be buried on Friday in line with Islamic injunctions and COVID-19 protocols. In Lagos, Adeni Taiwo, NTA News.
And President Muhammadu Buhari has condoled with the family, friends and associates of the elder statesman, Chief Lateef Jakonde, affirming that his imprint on the commercial nerve center of the country, Lagos, which was the nation's capital, will continue to inspire and remind everyone of the strength of character and sacrifices of the visionary leader. President Buhari believes that the former governor of Lagos State lived for the good of others, the state and the country, also stating that his legacy of standing for all that was right for humanity would be long remembered. The president noted that Nigerians remain inspired by the contributions of the first civilian governor of Lagos State and former Minister of Works to the growth of democracy and good governance in the country, describing him as a patriot whose wisdom will run through generations. In the meantime, the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, says with the death of Second Republic Governor of Lagos State, Alhaji Lateef Kayode Jakonde, Nigeria has lost one of its exemplary political leaders and administrators. In a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Olawuni, Senator Lawan, while commiserating with the family, friends and associates, says Alhaji Lateef Jakonde lived a long and inspirational life that found fulfillment in the service of humanity, with sterling contributions to the development of journalism in Nigeria. Similarly, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, commiserates with the Jakonde family, the people and government of Lagos State about the loss of Alhaji Lateef Jakonde, whom he described as a man of peace who lived all his life serving humanity. He notes that Jakonde would be sorely missed by the people, especially Lagosians, and that he would be remembered for his developmental strides in the state. Also, Bauchi State Governor Bala Abdulkadir Mohammed has expressed his condolences over the death of Alhaji Lateef Jakonde. In a letter to the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Governor Bala Mohammed sympathized with the government and people of Lagos State over the loss, adding that Alhaji Jakonde's sterling qualities will forever be remembered. He prayed Allah to grant him eternal rest. In a bid to find a lasting solution to herdsmen and farmers' clashes, an all-inclusive meeting with security agencies has been held in Ilorin, Kwara State to chart the way forward. The peace meeting, among other things, resolved to put a stop to night grazing and the deployment of minors as herders. Olajide Bello has the details.
The main objective of the joint meeting is to sustain peace and tranquility Kwara State is known for. The herdsmen and farmers' crisis, kidnapping, armed robbery, raping, cattle rustling is of great concern to the association, hence the reason for bringing the stakeholders together.
I hereby plead with the good people of Kwara State because they have an important role to play in finding a lasting solution to this menace, and also show tribal sentiments and collaborate with the state government to see that culprits are brought into book.
Stakeholders described the meeting as very timely.
He give order that night grazing, using children to rear the cows, all this should be stopped.
They also resolved at the meeting to resist anything that would threaten the peaceful coexistence in Kwara State. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
Some of the latest interventions by the Northeast Development Commission have now seen youth empowerment initiatives expanding into educational support projects and provision of agricultural inputs to smallholder farmers. Emmanuel Akila reports that in Gombe State, 198 youths have been trained in information communication technology and are now self-reliant.
For quicker psychosocial recovery, the Northeast Development Commission is turning the attention of youths of the Northeast region to move in tandem with the rest of the world.
We need to give them the right guidance and opportunity so that in the next few years, when they become the leaders of the society, they are fully equipped.
Some of the beneficiaries trained as ICT technicians, while others as graphic designers, using the latest technology of laboratory provided by the NEDC. The graduates have been given starter packs to establish their own workshops and become employers of labor.
We promise we are going to impact the knowledge, we're going to put it into practice and see how we can train the younger ones.
I can repair phone or I can do for graphics design.
The initiative is an encouragement to the governments in the region who find partnership in NEDC to fast-track socio-economic recovery of the region.
What has been destroyed in 12 years, only God knows how long it will take, because it took our economy back to pre-independence days. We need to work hard enough, and we cannot do that alone. That is why I said it should be made permanent.
The Commission also distributes farming inputs to smallholder farmers, COVID-19 prevention materials to groups, teaching and learning materials to schools, and relief materials to victims of natural disasters. In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Ibrahim Tanko Muhammad, has rated as high the performance of women judges in Nigeria in the discharge of their judicial functions. The Chief Justice made the assessment when he declared open the biennial conference of the National Association of Women Judges in Nigeria. Judiciary correspondent Vera Chumba reports.
The conference with the theme, "The Woman, Her Workplace," is meant to engage, inform, prepare and equip female judges and justices on the imperatives of being in command and understanding of the work environment. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, represented by Justice of the Supreme Court, Bode Rodvivos, said with the credible performance of women judges in the discharge of their judicial functions, they will soon take over the judiciary of Lagos State. He charged them to continue to improve on their performance. The Minister of Women Affairs, Pauline Talling, who delivered the keynote address, called for massive sensitization of gender-based laws for the benefit of the women. She said 26 states have domesticated the Child Rights Act following the ministry's campaign strategy.
All issues of abuses and violence, we need the courts and we need female judges.
The outgoing president of the association and Justice of the Supreme Court, Mary Peter Audley, chronicled the challenges faced by women judges in the past 1 year, especially from the effect of COVID-19, which she said aborted some of the international conferences that would have improved their skills. She, however, lamented that the role of women in Nigeria is still largely being misunderstood.
The need to have women prepare themselves to take up the opportunities on arrival is imperative, and it is a task which we must champion and pursue with vigor.
The appointment of Justice Okun Ikpene as the Chief Judge of Cross River State was celebrated, while the President Court of Appeal, Monica Dongban-Menseng, and Justice Mary Odili were recognized for excellence. In Abuja, Viera Chumba, NTA News.
More gender matters now. The United Nations women and stakeholders in the fight against gender-based violence converge on Abuja to harmonize and come up with a workable training manual that will assist the Nigeria police tackle the menace. Francis Form reports.
Between 2020 and now, the Nigeria Police Force has arrested a total of 2,792 suspects of gender-based violence and other sexual-related offenses.
We've been able to bring justice to those that are seeking for justice when it comes to SGBV.
Worried by this, the United Nations Women is engaging critical stakeholders with a view to enhancing police response in the handling of gender and sexual-based violence.
This initiative is trying to address the capacity gap that exists within the police force.
We want a situation whereby there will be more protective response from the police.
And we are willing as civil society organizations and also development partners willing to engage. And so this is a more coordinated effort.
Why the manual is important is going to be a guiding policy that will help in handling the matters.
Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, represented by the Acting Director News, Halima Musa, says NTA is leading the campaign and exposing perpetrators of the crimes through news reportage.
NTA tries to pursue these cases in court to their logical conclusion so that the victims will get justice and closure, as it were, and then of course try as much as possible to reduce to the barest minimum the commission of such crimes.
Stakeholders expect that the outcome of the engagement will better position the Nigeria Police Force in methodology. Francis from NTA News.
Well, the world is unanimously marking the International Day of Women and Girls in Science with a focus on the critical role science and gender plays in international agreed development goals captured in the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Mamso Demian Dati reports on the commemoration of the day.
The Government Girls Science Secondary School, Kuji, Abuja, one of the very few in the country with all girls in sciences. The Minister of Women Affairs with the United Nations and other key players have chosen it to mark the International Day of Women and Girls in Science.
It was discovered that around the world, women are consistently underrepresented in leading positions in science. The Federal Ministry of Women Affairs intensified her efforts to improve on the information on the place of girls and women in order to occupy a special place in science and technology. Access to our scientific and technological studies, as well as achieve greater equality in the relations between men and women throughout our society.
Being a global event marked 11th of February annually, this year's theme focuses on women scientists at the forefront of the fight against COVID-19, acknowledging the critical role played at the front line as doctors, nurses, lab scientists in research development, among others. In Abuja, Momso Damien Dati, NTA News.
Let's now join Hingino in our Lagos Center for more reports. Hingino.
Thank you, Cyril. The Controller General of Customs Strike Force Team Zone A is following up its aggressive anti-smuggling drive with raiding of warehouses and markets for goods that illegally evaded regular checks and payment of stipulated customs duties. Michael Olale reports that this became imperative as most of the goods intercepted in the first month of the year were imported based on false declaration.
The mandate before the Customs Strike Force team is to complement other units in enforcing trade compliance and arrest of unlawful acts in the process of trade facilitation. These 1,810 cartons of wine with duty paid value of 83 million naira were falsely declared as washing machines. But it's not for the timely intervention of the team, such huge amount of money will have been lost to smugglers. This seems to be the latest tactics of smugglers as reviewed by other seizures like these 18 pallets of perfumes, cosmetics and bags, falsely declared as silly machines. The question is why the smugglers prefer to conceal items in the name of machines.
Machineries pay about 5%. Wine pays high duty and is levied. So, but non-alcoholic wine is contraband.
Other items seized include 1,227 rolls of textile materials, 552 cartons of foreign footwears, 2,064 cartons of bulbs, and 1,920 bags of 50 kg foreign rice seized in the last 2 weeks, which the coordinator said is a threat to government's policy on domestic production.
As long as they do this, we will be on the trail. We fish them out, we seize them, we cause them financial loss. This is what we are paid to do.
The strike force team said the successes recorded in the various operations within the month of January 2021 were achieved without any form of confrontations or injuries to officers. In Lagos, Michael Olale, NTA News.
One of Nigeria's first digital payment service bank, Hope PS Bank, has created enrollment centers in the 6 geopolitical zones of the country to increase applicants' registration for the National Identification Number to enhance financial inclusion. Managing Director of the bank, Ayotunde Kuponi, said the initiative is also to partner the federal government in its citizens' identification. Abolade Salami reports.
Of the National Identity Management Commission in recent times recorded large turnout of applicants trying to get their identification numbers in order not to be disconnected by their mobile network providers. In bringing this hope to reality without going through stress, Hope PS Bank, in line with its mission to serve as the digital bank for all, has provided a seamless process of registration to all Nigerians on a click on its website www.opsbank.com to fill the enrollment form and then visit any of the designated centers for data capturing.
We see this as an opportunity to give identity to individuals. Our major goal in Hope Payment Service Bank is that of enhancement of financial inclusion because of the benefits of financial inclusion. And that's one of the reasons why we are part of this laudable development of enrolling individuals at our centers.
As a payment system bank whose drive is to bring the unbanked into the financial space, Hope PS Bank, licensed by the Central Bank of Nigeria as a digital bank, has deepened financial inclusion and made banking experience seamless, most especially for new account holders.
Attract people to come in to do their name registration, and by attracting them, we are available with Canvas. We have marketing tools all available. Any and everyone who chooses to, we are welcome to become an Hope customer.
Very fast, I'll say it was fast, smooth and fast.
Management of Hope PS Bank has assured its numerous customers of providing services that will protect their interests, while urging prospective customers to come on board with a dial *569*9# on their mobile phones. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
We now take a break. Network News continues shortly.
The Wilson family last week. This is the Wilson family this week. What's changed? What? The Wilson family got maximum entertainment for less, and now they're closer than ever. Your family can be too.
How does this work?
With world-class international channels that put the quality back in your quality time.
That's what I'm talking about.
GoTV Max will bring you and your family closer in no time. So upgrade to GoTV Max for only 2,999 naira today. Make them enjoy. GoTV. Love it.
I bring you wonderful news. The village headmaster is coming back to your screen. Mo wire abi mi o wire.
Teacher no more. I fell one country. Teacher no more. I fell one country. Omoni resiti me.
Ajebo na better school for last gidi. Not be all this on a rugged yes school for Ijabi. I don't know for you.
Second, it's called Oja Village. Kadesi. We know happy at all.
And I know that even you too, you are getting a lot of orders too. We are trying, Shao. Sweep her leg out. She was standing there. Sweep it.
I love you so much.
And how did I give you the impression that I was interested in that position?
50-year anniversary.
You mean anniversary?
I mean, I talk with that now.
Not for me. Not for me because of Pamio.
Burnley is taking maximum points in their last two matches against Crystal Palace. Will they make it a hat-trick of victories when both teams square off at Selhurst Park this Saturday? Find out in Crystal Palace versus Burnley on the Premier League Live, showing on the NTA network from 3:30 p.m. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Axis Bank, Papai Jebu, Lipton, and Close Up, in association with Gold.com.
We're back in Abuja now. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has been speaking on why Nigeria is changing to cleaner energy with the commissioning of yet another solar hybrid power plant by the federal government in one of its universities. The Vice President says Nigeria's energy transition plan to renewable sources is on course. State House correspondent Jide Unifade reports.
Nigeria's plan is to reduce carbon emission by 20% by 2030, and this is in line with the globally endorsed climate change agenda and the Buhari administration's effort to connect more communities to off-grid power and reliable energy sources. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, in a message delivered virtually at the commissioning of a 1.12 megawatt captive solar hybrid power plant at the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, Bauchi, said Nigeria intends to have 30% of its electricity supply from renewables by the year 2030. The nation's future workforce, the Vice President said, therefore, needs to be ready for this energy transition. On the benefits of the project, Vice President Osinbajo said already 22,000 students and faculties across the country are connected to completed projects in Kano, Ebonyi, Benue, and now in Bauchi states. The project executed under the Energizing Education Program, an initiative of the federal government, is aimed at providing 37 federal universities and 7 teaching hospitals with captive energy solutions that will ensure sustainable and reliable power for students and faculties. Jide Onifade, NTA News.
And the National Power Training Institute of Nigeria, NAPTIN, is hoping that a partnership with the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, would significantly boost the popularity and success rate of its skills capacity building initiatives. Director General of NAPTIN, Ahmed Balaji Nagode, met with the Director General of NTA, Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, to liaise on the planned partnership and how best to build stronger ties. Joshua Ojito reports.
Though established in 2009 to provide training of personnel in the power sector, as well as train youths in various vocations for self-reliance, many Nigerians are yet to explore opportunities in the National Power Training Institute of Nigeria, NAPTIN. Now, the institute is leveraging on NTA's wider reach to create awareness on its programs aimed at ensuring that only qualified professionals man the power sector, as it seeks support of state governments and key players in the power sector for sponsorship of youths to be trained in various vocations.
There's a need for us to leverage on our strength in order to address our threats. There's no doubt to the fact that skills acquisition should be the focus now.
Director General of NTA, Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, says as Africa's largest television network, it will continue to support initiatives to create job opportunities for youths.
I can assure you now that this is what Nigeria needs at this point in time. Skill acquisition is critical because it leads to self-dependence, financial independence, and so on and so forth. And we end up being an employer of labor.
So far, NTA says it has trained internally displaced persons in the Northeast in various television productions through its television college in Jos. And the partnership with NAPTIN is expected to empower more youths and build capacity across the electricity value chain. In Abuja, Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
Some political news now. The All Progressives Congress, APC, is said to be the only political party in the country designed to sustain democratic ideals and better the lives of the people. Chairperson, Senate Committee on Sustainable Development Goals, Aishatu Ahmed Binani, stated this while revalidating her membership of the APC in Yola South local government of Adamawa State. Nafisatu Abdulhamid Dembos reports.
So Aisha Tudairu Ahmed Binani, who revalidated her membership of APC in Yola South, said the All Progressives Congress is a party to beat because of its good manifestos of entrenching democratic ideals and giving hope to the people.
It's an important step towards laying the foundation of internal democracy within our great party.
She commended the peaceful nature of the exercise and called on the people to register with the APC or revalidate their membership to enable them participate actively in all the party activities.
Adamawa State, in no time, it will just become a one-party affair, that is APC. And I'm calling on people to come out in mass to take in their registration, because this is the first step towards achieving a successful internal democracy.
The exercise, she said, will continue to give APC the opportunity to provide evidence of democracy to the people and to further develop the country. In Yola, Nafisat Abdulhamid Dembos, NTA News.
And the leadership of the All Progressives Congress has commended President Muhammadu Buhari for the initiative behind the ongoing registration and revalidation exercise, which intends to give the party back to the people at the ward level. Ogun State Chairman of the APC Membership Registration and Validation Committee stated this in Abuja while receiving former Ogun State Governor Senator Ibikunle Amosun and other party members for the exercise. Lekon Agbonde reports.
The exercise, which is taking place simultaneously at different wards in Ogun State, witnessed large turnout of party members who had come to take advantage of the exercise in revalidating their membership, while the prospective ones came for registration as new members. Receiving former Ogun State Governor and Senator representing Ogun Central Senatorial District, Ibikunle Amosun, and his wife, Chairman, Ogun State APC Membership Registration and Revalidation Committee, Ademore Kuye, said the exercise, among other objectives, is to give credence to local politics.
I want to implore party members to take advantage of this opportunity and register with this great party.
Senator Ibikunle Amosun, who was happy to be back at his word for the exercise, commended the initiative and canvassed support for the success of the President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration.
Nothing meaningful, though, can be achieved in an atmosphere of insecurity. I can safely tell you, Mr. President is very, very concerned, and that is why all hands are on deck.
He advised party members and prospective members to be orderly and comply with COVID-19 safety protocols while participating in the exercise. In Abeokuta, Lekon Agbonde, NTA News.
And members of the All Progressive Congress nationwide have continued to participate in the ongoing registration and revalidation exercise. Ruth Aguele compiled the reports from across some states.
It was a show of solidarity by members of the All Progressives Congress in Jos, led by the Minister of Women Affairs, Dame Pauline Talon. Sa'adatu Mohammed Kafa reports that the minister appealed to members of the party and intending members to participate fully in the exercise to increase the chances of future wins for the party.
The door is open to the young, vibrant youths Nigeria is blessed with, both men and women, to come out and register. Until you register, you cannot be voted for.
In Akwa Ibom State, Kelvin Samuel reports that the APC members in the state are leaving no stone unturned by putting mechanisms in place to ensure that Nigerians enjoy the dividends of democracy by joining the moving train.
The party will win again because the party does not start with us and end with us. It's all over Nigeria.
There is an opportunity for young people to take over this platform. This is the time.
In Gombe State, Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahya has also revalidated his membership with the party, as reported by Emmanuel Akila. The governor appealed to the Revalidation and Registration Committee in the state to ensure adequate registration forms for new members so as not to stall the process.
Our doors and windows are open for whoever is ready to join APC. So I've called on all members to revalidate.
Adam Yusuf Ali reports that in Damaturu, the chairman APC Caretaker Extraordinary National Convention Planning Committee and Yobe State Governor May Malabuni has also revalidated his membership in Bunigari area of Yobe State as part of his responsibility as a party member. A hitch-free exercise across the states is what party members expect. In Abuja, Ruth Aguela, NTA News.
In other news, the federal government has called for efficient and effective training and rail transportation aimed at unlocking Nigeria's economic development potential. Minister of Transportation Chibuike Rotimi Amechi disclosed this at the University of Port Harcourt Founders Day in Port Harcourt. Dibabari Sedoma Nweke has details.
For any economy to thrive, transportation sector must be viable to enhance growth. Guest lecturer and Minister of Transportation, Chibuike Rotimi Amechi, described the transportation sector as a means of economic growth that would contribute greatly to an increase in the nation's GDP.
They must train Nigerians who will then take over the maintenance of the infrastructure. The next step we thought we should do as a short-time measure is the training of 300 Nigerians in China. They're already there and they've been trained. There are a few university people who are there with them, being trained in railway engineering.
For a university that is itself unique, is that we have leveraged on our own resources to showcase to the world the depth of the intellectual resources that were produced as an institution.
In Port Harcourt, Dibabari Siedmaweke, NTA News.
And the federal government has continuously worked to ensure that poorly maintained roads in Nigeria, often cited as causes for the country's high rate of road fatalities, are given adequate attention. The Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FEMA, Southeast Zone 2, says it will ensure that all critical failed portions of roads within the zone, are efficiently and effectively monitored to keep it in good and safe conditions. Ode Alenio reports.
From the length and breadth of Cross River State and environs, federal roads have been rehabilitated by the Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA. Some of the roads inspected include Calabar Akankpa Ugeb Abomege, which connects to Ebonyi State, Ikom Wula Obudu Road, and Ikom Ogoja Road, which stretch for over 42 kilometers.
It will also help to expand the economy of this very community.
What they are doing good things that will help us.
I believe with this, God have answered our prayer.
We are very happy because it has been hectic for us, especially during the rainy season.
We have covered 42 kilometers from the Calabar Senatorial District to Northern Senatorial District of Cross River State. The contractors has performed very well.
As work is ongoing in some communities in Cross River State, some residents of benefiting communities promise to reciprocate the gesture of President Muhammadu Buhari to ensure that the roads impact positively on their lives, livelihood, and the national economy.
Ode Alenyo, NTA News.
That report concludes Network News Tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Cyril Stover. Good night.